Hey up YouTube, name's Russ, welcome to Conversation Shed, and I've currently got a boot full of poop. You want to see what I'm going to do with it? Come along for the journey, eh? I'll see you in a sec. Right, okay guys, well as you can see the plan for today is to redo the strawberry bed. You guys know that I've been planning to do it for some time now. I actually thought I was recording when I started this, so I'm going to have to remember everything that I said because I had it all nice and lined up. But yes, the plan for today is to dig out all these strawberries, both the pine berries and the strawberries. The pine berries are going to go over in that bed over there, and the strawberries are going to go in here. In actual fact, now I've got a bit of open dirt, I can actually sort of more visibly show you my plan. So, what my plan is to do 1, 2, 3 rows of strawberries. I'll figure it out a bit more accurately when it comes time. But all the strawberries are coming out. Our plan is to get 3 good solid rows of strawberries back in. Now, some people might be saying, but Russ, you could actually get more in there if you did a plant there and a plant there and a plant there, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But that actually becomes quite difficult to maintain, even with the intentions that I have of putting plastic over. So yeah, that even with plastic over becomes very difficult to maintain, because you then, when it comes to the season where you want to be lifting the strawberries, sorry, I'm just grabbing it as I'm seeing it, where you want to be lifting the strawberries off the plastic or off the dirt, if that's what you're doing, by putting straw down, you've then got to tuck in and weave in and so on and so forth. So the method I'm going to try and do today is going to be a mounded sort of ridge and furrow method. Sort of if I take all that out, and also the whole bed's going to get covered in plastic. So your strawberries get planted up here, about 8 inches in between each plant, through a hole in the membrane. What I will do to keep the ridges sort of up high and whilst the plastic settles and everything like that, is I've got some scaffold poles that I'll just rest in the low troughs. But that's my plan. Whether it works or not, only time will tell. But I'm going to re-enrich the soil with the alpaca manure that you saw in the intro. So I don't want to be doing that just yet, because I'll mix all the alpaca manure through. Now this soil is pretty rich actually. It was a mixture of compost, both homemade and shop bought last year. But you know, when it comes to alpaca, you can't go wrong. I also need to empty an old leaf mould bin that's never really moulded. So I'm going to empty that into this bed as well, give it all a mix up and get it planted. The other thing I'm going to do whilst I'm going around and taking out all these strawberries is any runners that have got roots on, that I didn't capture, there are a few, I will try and capture, and I'll separate them off and I'll put them in the polytunnel in the hope that they'll establish a bit better. Because I need quite a lot of plants this year for friends and family and things like that. But what I will also be doing, sorry, this is what I was going to say, is I will be trimming off any that haven't rooted already. I will take off all the plants, as well as any dead foliage. This is a good time for me to tidy up the strawberries, enabling them to focus on resettling before the weather gets too cold. So yeah, I'm actually not going to record it all. You've heard me speak about it. I'll try and do some sort of intermittent. See, this is going to make, these guys are going to make the digging difficult. But I'll try and do some sort of intermittent updates with regards to once I've got all the strawberries out and I'm making the ridges and things like that. But for now, that's going to be it. I shall speak to you again in a little bit, I think. Hey guys, just like to take this opportunity just to say, if you are enjoying this video and you like the content and my style of content, please do press that like button and please do press that subscribe button if it's red. Let's get back to the gardening. Right, okay YouTube, time for a quick update. You can see that I've done a little bit sort of more than I intended to before coming back to you. I've put a couple of barrows full of alpaca manure on, and I've started to unload the leaf mould. It's taking a little bit long. These leaves have actually been in a box for nearly 2 years and they still haven't broken down. You see there's a bit of rubbish in them, so it's taking a bit longer than I anticipated. I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this leaf mould out, because I need it out because I want rid of the box. I'm going to get the rest of this leaf mould on, get the ridges sort of made up as best I can. So I'm going to have to stir all this in. So I'm going to record a bit of this now and see how we go from there. But like I said, I'm going to get the rest of the, or at least the majority of the rest of these leaves out. I can still use some on that bed if I need to, because I'm going to strip that out in the next couple of days. But I'm going to get some more on here, get the mounds made, and we'll go from there. So let's crack on, eh? Right, so guys, we're almost at the replanting stage. Now, depending on how I've edited this video together will depend entirely on what you've seen. So I'll tell you now. I did try to do the ridging technique that I hoped I would be able to do. Unfortunately, once I'd created one ridge down here, sort of running the full length, it became very apparent I was going to struggle to even get 3 ridges in, which meant I was going to be wasting a lot of space. So what I've done is I've raked it back out and I've made it as flat as I can with the leaf mould, with some straw, and then a layer of cardboard and then the membrane on top, which should give the soil life loads of stuff. I just want to mention again, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you watch these pools of water, you can tell this is a proper professional membrane, because it's allowing the water through. It's not pooling and running off. It is pooling to an extent, but as the ground underneath requires the water, it is going through. Obviously, it's just throwing it down, so the ground underneath isn't actually that dry. But what I've done is I've tucked the membrane right down the sides in the hope that over time the soil will come back down and it will hopefully, or in this case compost, and it will hopefully then pin the membrane against the sides. It's not perfectly level, but it's more than adequate for the strawberries. It is compost. Now, a lot of people don't know, but you can't actually compact compost that much. So I'm quite happy to walk on this bed to an extent. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to retuck that corner because it's just lifted out, is I'm going to start my planting. I'm going to do a row up the back here to get my spacings, and then I've got no string markers or anything like that. What I'll do is I'll grab one of the poles or something, or a piece of wood, and hopefully be able to track a line straight down. In fact, I'll go get one of those now. So back again, fold the flaps under. So this is going to be time consuming, there's no two ways about that. I'll try with this bulb planter first. That's worked quite nicely actually. I need a bucket. I need a bucket. My kingdom for a bucket. I need something to put this soil in. You want to keep that soil ideally to one side just in case you need it. Especially when it comes to the non-runner plants. Now I've left my secateurs the other side of the bloody garden. Oh well. So I'm going to start with the new potted ones that of course we've taken from the runners this year. And go from there. So that's one done. I've already gone off my line. I'm terrible when it comes to straight line. But we're just going to continue on like this until the bed's full. So I'll come back to you when it's done. Right guys, as you can see, that's the strawberry bed replanted. I just need to go around and retuck the plastic and the membrane, should I say, and things like that. As per usual when it comes to me, the lines went out the window. I don't really know what happened. They went out the window on the second bloody row. But for the most part, the spacing is satisfactory. And I'm not going to rip up the plastic and redo them now. Might do it again next year, although I'm hoping next year to have a bigger strawberry bed on the other side of the allotment. But that's it. So we're done. The plastic's on, the cardboard, the mulch, the alpaca manure is all under there. They're all replanted, so I'm just going to give this bed a good soak again. And that's going to be it for me for today. The pineberry bed's going to have to wait because I'm out of time. And I must have 30, 40 strawberry plants left. Which just goes to show I started this plot, this particular plot, a little over 2 years ago. I started with 1 pineberry and 3 strawberries. And in 2 years, I've managed to multiply those to, I must be close to 100, 150 plants. If I wasn't disposing of any. The tiny, tiny little ones I've completely disposed of. But if I hadn't disposed of any, I must be up towards 100, 150. So, that's going to be it from me today. We've battled wind, rain, no sunshine unfortunately, but we've managed to get it done. It's taken nearly all day. I started at 8 o'clock this morning. And it is now nearly 6:30 in the evening. So it's taken me all day, and to me it still looks like a mess, but that's just me. It'll neaten up, and once I get some straw under these guys next year, it'll look a lot better. Don't forget guys, please like, share and subscribe, especially pressing that like button. It genuinely does help me out. It really, really does. Please press it. Don't forget, I'm always available in the comments below the videos if you have any questions. There's a new group that I've been asked to join an admin called Veggie Grow How on Facebook. That's veggie spelt double G-I-E. Please join that group. It would be tremendous to have another avenue to which to connect to you guys. There's a wealth of information or points of information already in that group. It's not a place in which there will be lots of video shares. There will be just Facebook exclusives and things like that. So please do head on over and join that group. But that's going to be it. I'll see you later.